Stop waxing your Toyota Tacoma the old way. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. And that's right, it is time to stop waxing the Toyota Tacoma the old way. You know, I've been using this, and it's Carnauba wax, and I gotta say, if you're going to use it, if you insist, if you're still gonna do it the old way, this stuff is probably the best. It smells good, it goes on well, it comes off easy, no big deal. But there is a much simpler way to do it, and I've gotta say, I am not a big fan of waxing anything, to be honest. I don't like washing vehicles either. So I want it to be as seamless and as quick as possible. Now, before we go on, let me tell you, I'm not sponsored by any of these folks on this channel. There will be links down below if you want to take a look, you want to pick this stuff up, but nobody's paying me to make this video. So, what have I gone to? Well, as I said, I have moved away from the Carnauba wax. I have graduated to spray wax. Now, this one in particular, and I only bring it up because it's the one that I'm using now, and it is a Chemical Guys Blazing Banana Spray Wax. And how do you use it? Well, it's very simple. You spray it on, and you grab one cloth to kind of spread it around, wipe it off, whatever. And then you grab a second cloth, a dry, clean cloth, to kind of shine it up or buff it up a little bit. And that's it. So there's no waiting, there's no screwing around, letting it whiten up or cure or whatever until you can take it off, which, by the way, is a pain. I mean, you can't do it in any kind of sunlight. This stuff I have used in minimal sunlight, granted, but still when there's a little bit of sun on the truck. When you try to do that with regular wax, it's almost impossible to get off. It's a pain. What about buffing machines? You ever used one of those? I can't tell you how many times I have seen reports from people that have tried using them and they've screwed up their paint. It is an art. You have to be good at it. You have to know how to use it, because when you're taking something that's spinning at 1,000,000 miles an hour and you put it up against your paint, it's a recipe for disaster. I've seen several videos about it. Several pictures of swirl marks and imperfections created in the paint because of people using them that aren't familiar and aren't good at it. And I've never used one, and I never will use one, because frankly, I don't have any faith in myself to do it. I think I'd probably ruin the paint and be very disappointed. So today, I did it. I washed the truck and went ahead and waxed it using the Chemical Guys spray-on wax. And I gotta say, the truck looks awesome. I mean, look at that sheen. Look at that shine. It is phenomenal. I don't know why I haven't been using a spray-on wax for years. I think I was of the mindset, and I know there's a lot of people that are, that if you're gonna wax a truck, you have to use a paste, or even that old, really tough stuff, you know, the turtle wax stuff. Used to come in that little round tin. You put that on, it would start to dry, leave a white powder everywhere. If you got it on any black surfaces, forget about it. You're now gonna have a permanent white smudge on your surface. Do you remember that? I don't have that issue with the spray-on wax, at least not this Chemical Guys stuff. It works really well. When I do hit the plastic, let's face it, I mean, who wants to pay so close attention that you never get it on anything you shouldn't? It comes right off. It just wipes off. It's no big deal. It doesn't dry and leave a residue or a ghost, a shadow on any black trim. I've also used it on the lights right there on the back. I mean, look how shiny those look. Again, for those, you just spray it on. In this case, I spray it on a cloth. I don't actually spray the light itself like you do when you're applying it to other parts of the truck. But I just spray it on the cloth, wipe it on there, and you can see it. And then grab a dry cloth and wipe it off, and it shines up. I mean, look at that. Isn't that awesome? The whole truck looks fantastic. Now, I just hate to go out and drive it. You know, I'm going to be installing the Sprint booster on this truck soon, and I thought about doing that today and then going out making a video, but now that it looks so good and it's so clean, I think I'm probably going to have to hold off a little bit. Now, again, there are other brands out there I know you can use. I've even seen in the past, I'm not sure they're still making them, but aerosols that you can spray on. Now that, something to me just doesn't seem right. You know, it's like a can of hairspray. But I guess it's that same kind of mindset as going from a paste wax to a spray-on wax. It probably works really well. I think my stepdad actually uses that on his car, and it always looks good. That thing's always shiny and looks brand new, so it must work pretty well. But for me, I have graduated. I have joined the 1990s, maybe the 2000s, with a spray-on wax, and this stuff is good. I can't say that I'm a huge fan of banana. I don't hate it, but wouldn't it be cool if it smelled like strawberries? I like strawberries, or grapes, or something like that. I've tried to find some. I don't know if Chemical Guys has another scent out there, but definitely need to get myself some more of this. I'm starting to run low. I've used it so much. Now, the one other thing I wanted to mention about spray-on waxes, you can use this to shine up the truck in between washes as well. You know, if it sits around, gets a little dust and stuff on it, you can use this to polish it and shine it up. I've done it a couple of times, and wow. You don't have to break out the bucket, grab the soap, get wet. You know, I'm like covered in water when I wash anything. So you don't have to do any of that. Find a hose somewhere, fight it for kinks. You ever run into that? It happens to me all the time. I'm out washing the truck, pulling on the hose, it kinks, the water stops. I got to run around, try to figure out where I've done it, unkink it, and 3 minutes later it does the same thing. Drives me crazy. I've even tried those hoses that supposedly don't do that. They don't work. I had the same problem with those. So I don't know, kind of a bummer. Again, you can probably tell I am not a huge fan of washing vehicles. I love the way they look when they're done. I mean, they look fantastic, right? But it's the process of doing it that's a bummer. This stuff makes it a little bit easier for me because no longer do I have to wash the whole thing to keep my truck looking good. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, kind of talk about that a little. I was thinking to myself, you know, I've got, I think, 2 almost full bottles of that paste wax, and I'm starting to run out of the spray on. I've got to get myself some more because this is the way I'm going to go when I'm trying to clean my truck up and make it look nice. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know which you prefer. Are you old school? Does it have to be that buffing, scrubbing, wax stuff that you have to wait around for it to turn colors? Or are you using something like this? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. RobMotive FST, all about my 2021 Toyota Tundra. And RobMotive JT, all about my 2020 Jeep Gladiator. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.